Okay, we're back again to show you how to create a Venn diagram in a Google document. So here we go. First thing I want to do is I want to properly set up my page. This is optional, of course, but for this assignment for my class, I would like to see this in landscape mode. As you can see, the screen got wider to the sides here, and the idea behind that is that it gives you more space for your Venn diagram. So it might be a good idea, no matter what assignment you're using this for, to do this in the first place. That being said, what we want to do is insert a drawing from new, and you can see this sort of window pops up here, and this is the area that we'll be working in. In order to do this, we need to click on shapes, and we're going to create our circles first. So in order to do that, we will cursor over to ovals. Probably a good idea to use ovals just because it gives you lots of space to work in. And you can make these bigger or smaller. It really depends on the amount of text you're planning on putting into them. So let's say I make mine this big here. I'm also going to click on this color here and make it transparent. That way you can't see it. One thing you could do if you wanted to spice things up or make things interesting is you can click on border color though, and you could change that to a different color. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm just going to keep it normal like this. What I'm going to do after I've created my circle or my oval here is I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it. And that's just a matter of right-clicking and copying and pasting. I'm going to try to position it so that they're in line. You can see this one's drooping a little bit, so I'll just move it up a little bit using my keys on my keyboard. Again, you might have to position it in place your own way. That's up to you. Again, at the same time, this center section here might not be quite big enough. Maybe I'll move that one over a little bit. Same thing here, I'll move this one over a bit. Just try to position everything so that it's nice. Again, that one seems to be up too high. There we go. Something like that, that should work. When we're wanting to create text for this, we just click on this one up here, the text box. When you pull that up, you'll have this cursor here, like so. You just drag a box out, and you'll notice along the top everything kind of populates a little bit better here. And in some cases, it really depends. From computer to computer, it changes for some reason for me. If you don't see the alignment tool here, then just click on these three dots and you'll see it down here somewhere. But basically, this alignment tool, you want to put it on center. In this box, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reduce the font size. 14 is way too large, and I'll probably bring it down to somewhere about 8. And you might think 8's pretty small font size, but in a second you will sort of realize that it's not too bad at all. In this particular example, we are going to be contrasting skiing, if I spell it right, and we're also going to want a category for snowboarding. You can see I did not change the font size there, so it's quite big. But if you make the same sort of error, you can just highlight this text, and again, you can reduce the size down. So it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to move that into position. One thing that's probably a pretty wise idea is, again, for alignment, just make sure they're centered. It makes it a lot easier to drag and sort of put things in the right spot where you want them. And again, you can do that here. Of course, you might want these a little bit bigger. It's entirely up to you as far as like the font sizes go, but you'll see in a second that it'll be, different. Now, for this part that I'm showing you here, this is again optional. You only have to deal with what's in the text, and we have the text that compares snowboarding and skiing together. But I don't mind if you bring in other information. So here I'm going to write from text, and maybe I'll make this a little bit smaller. That's what I wanted. Again, you can highlight your text and make it bold. You could change the colors of it, that kind of thing. So I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. That's why I'm sort of fiddling around with it a little bit, but it's not as fiddly as I'm making it look. Again, you can drag it wherever you would like it. If I'm doing a section that's from text, I'll just copy that. Let me paste it. It also still says from text. I'm going to drag this down here. And then I'm going to make this one my own ideas. Again, you saw me copying and pasting text. It keeps everything consistent. That's sort of the idea with it. Then just a matter of putting your notes in here. Requires ease. And this is not, don't copy this because this is not from the text. I'm just using this as an example. Again, I'm going to reduce that font size down. As you can see, I'm just trying to make everything sort of stand out from each other, make it look nice and everything. And then I just keep adding text to here if you need to. If you want to, you know, do the same thing on the other side, it's fine. Again, what I would do is probably copy text like that and just move, and then just put it on the other side and drag it into place. So I haven't put the headings in because obviously that's redundant. You can do that yourself, but you know, I'd put this here and then change this. Requires a snowboard. There we go. Make sure I spell it right. And so it keeps the text all the same. I don't have to keep readjusting the size and wasting time doing all that. I would obviously copy this like from text thing over here. My own ideas, I would copy that over there, and then I would just put my ideas underneath, and in the middle, you would like to have things that are similar. So for both. And again, font size does matter because you don't want it taking up too much space. So it gives you lots of room. Once you've filled everything in, you can just go to save and close. And you can see that it's pretty small right now, but if I open this up a little bit bigger and even larger, it's quite big now. So that 8 size font size was quite a bit bigger now. And now I have my Venn diagram. It's a matter of saving my Google Doc and attaching it to the assignment, which you should be aware of doing at this point. That's everything. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in class.